Welcome, everyone. Jim, welcome. Oh, man, I messed up here. Let me see what we're doing here. Our technical difficulties here. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, community and guest. Let me see. Did I get it right? Is it playing?
Yeah, the music is not playing. It's just.
Okay. All right. Well, we got to try this again. We got to experiment. Hey, I'm allowed to make mistakes here. We're only going to be here 45 minutes. It'll go by very quick. So welcome those of you that are here. We're getting ready to do this introduction here to your solution. The greatest show on earth. Welcome to episode number 398, Your Solution Live. Here, no, I was just joking when I said the greatest show on earth, but maybe it is your solution to get rid of the pollution. So join in, buckle up. We're going to get started here. I think we've got the starting team going now. Let me see. It might be going. Maybe not. Oh. All right. Jim, give us a little shout out all the way from Arizona before we go ahead and get into episode number 398.
Yeah. Happy Sunday, December 29th. Everyone had a great Christmas. Now we're moving on to New Year's. Just a few more days away. Are you ready for a new year? Reflect upon this past year. You make New Year's resolutions to make big time change. Only a few more days left, right?
Yep.
You can go and start change right now. And you need
a few days left, some hours, and those are going to go by very quickly. Welcome, folks, to the greatest show on earth. We've got 45 minutes, probably less. Time is going to go by very quickly. I'm excited to be here because I have my extra pad, so I've got my little guide. I'm going to do my best to stay focused, folks. This is so hard for me sometimes. Anyhow, maybe I drink too much Red Bull, but Jim will help us out here. So I've got my journal pad and the golden pen of justice. The golden pen of justice. I hope that you have yours. Get ready to take some notes. Get ready to ask a question. The topic for this broadcast tonight is cognitive dissonance. Do you know what cognitive dissonance is, and how does that affect the gambler? How does that affect a man? How does it affect a woman? How does that affect a child? How does it affect a 60-year-old in the year 2025? We're going to get into this and a little bit more on this broadcast. I think I've got the music down to, I think I got it down to a roar there. There we go. And I want to welcome those. So once again, episode number 398, Your Solution Live. Join in, buckle up, turn down your distractions. Come on, folks. Let's all join in tonight. We've got New Year's coming up. Let's make the best of this 45 minutes that we have here. Seek with us to grow, to become better as part of the message here on this cognitive dissonance thing. We got a proverb and we've got a few POIs, and I think we have a joke. We have a joke or two. You guys want to hear a joke or two? A yoke or two. Anyhow, out of time, Keith, Race, welcome. Shout out to Twitch. Almost had a little bit of a difficulty with YouTube. Shout out to Race, Laura, Blaze Journey. Welcome. Thank you, guys. Jim, so we're going to take on, go ahead and share. First of all, this topic of cognitive dissonance we've been discussing. But I want to read something first, right? I want to read something, and then I'm going to have you guys think about this. Change can be challenging for anyone, and several factors may contribute to the difficulties we face when attempting personal transformation. So 3 key points that I'm going to throw at you here. Some of this stuff you're going to have to figure out on your own. Some of it I'm going to throw out at you because there's like 6 key points or POIs here. Number 1, fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown. Cognitive dissonance is number 2, and number 3 is loss of control. So we're going to get into those 3 a little bit, but I want to read the first one, the fear of the unknown. Change often involves stepping into uncharted territory, which can evoke anxiety and discomfort. This fear may lead individuals to resist altering established behaviors or mindset. Got a thought on that, Jim? Let me see. Mark, welcome, Mark.
I think that's like the body, kind of understands itself, knows him or herself so much that it goes into protection mode, because the mind and the body knows, what's going to happen if you step into this place. So therefore, the fear is real. The fear is preventing that person from moving into that place. So, I mean, maybe it's justified, maybe it's not. But maybe the person knows enough about him or herself that it's not going to be a good outcome if you move into that unknown place.
Fear of the unknown.
It's like you don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself. You don't have the skills. You never develop the skills, the thinking skills, the feeling skills. And you think, oh, okay, I'm just going to go out and do this. I'm going to go out and, try to fly a plane, because it's like all you need to do is just be confident with yourself. It's like, no, the body says, the subconscious says, don't do that. Don't do that, because you're just going to go out and fall on your face. You're going to fall on your face and you're going to crash and burn. And there could be some truth to that. I mean, I think the body knows itself enough that it does not want to go to a certain place. And maybe, that place could be a place of positive change. However, it could go out and be putting that person in danger somehow. What that danger is, it could be just like, I don't know how to handle. What if I mess up? What if I fail? How do I feel about myself? I'm going to go and feel like a even bigger failure, and I might commit suicide. The subconscious mind says, you know what? I'm not going to take that chance. I'm not going to go out and put that person's, life at stake. I'm not going to go and risk humiliation. If I go out and risk humiliation, it could cause suicidal tendencies. The person dies and that's over. So the maybe that it's just it's a protection mechanism. That fear.
Jim, speaking about the protection mechanism or fear, I'm realizing more and more the importance of influence. I don't think we pay enough attention to that. What is actually influencing me? What is influencing you? Cognitive dissonance is something that we have an understanding. I'm going to read this and then I'm going to read a scripture here. So I want to get through this. But again, thank you for your input. Thank you for your questions. And again, Happy New Year. Shout out to Twitch. Anyway, social media, Twitch and YouTube. And those of you that are here, Legacy Mindset, thank you. Laura, I see the numbers are high today. Wow, this is great. And I'm high. I'm excited. Anyways, let me get into this. Cognitive dissonance. Sometimes we think we really know what's going on, or we really understand. And it's like we have to go right back to basics. Cognitive dissonance. This is point of interest number 2. Introducing new beliefs. And this, Laura, I can understand what you're sharing there. I can appreciate that. Introducing new beliefs or behaviors can conflict with existing ones. Jim, we talked about that comfort zone. Many times you brought that up. There's a sweet spot, right? We love the honeys, or the bees love the honey. Behaviors can conflict with existing ones, causing psychological discomfort right here. This is what we try to avoid the most. Santos, you mean I have to sit down for 5 minutes today with my journal and the golden pen of justice to help myself get straight? Yep, man, that's up here in the head. Yep. Discomfort. To alleviate discomfort, individuals might resist. They resist change to maintain internal consistency. That's cognitive dissonance. So it's like there's a you disagree with some this is just a strange phenomenon when you think about it. I don't quite understand this myself. I know it. I know it. I've seen it. I've experienced it. But do I really understand what this? How's this affecting me from quitting gambling or quitting something else for that matter? Right? Individuals might. So I'm going to hold off there. There's another point. I want to read the scripture. This is very important for those of us that are, again, this is my power right here. This is like my vitamin, my mineral. This is like my, I don't know, call it my, can you call it your kryptonite, I guess? Maybe. All right. Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God. This is John 14. Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, listen to these words. How comforting these words are from the Lord. Beautiful, deep thoughts. He's providing a place. There's a waiting period. You know, when it comes to God, it's not microwave city. It's not, God can do things very quickly. I'm not saying he can't. But technically, God wants us to learn patience along this journey that you and I are on. He says, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. You talk about hope in this dark and misled, upside down world of horrible influences. You can go online tonight and you can fill your skull with all kinds of garbage. You can go and surf for hours and just let it all hang out in front of you if you want. It's all out there. And most of it is a complete waste of time. Truth. What's important? Jim, your thoughts? Anyone else? I've got some. Let me see.
Yeah, Santos, I think it's just it's a conflict of value.
Jim's freeze. Is Jim freezing up on us or what? Did Mr. Freeze show up on the Batman show?
Just imagine that you have a spouse, who, let's say the spouse has a gambling problem. And you love your spouse, but you don't like the gamblings, but you give in to the spouse who gambles, and that's destroying your finances. It's like, but what if I go ahead and lay down the law on my spouse who doesn't want to stop gambling? Oh no, I'm going to lose her. I'm going to lose her, right? Let's say that you have a family, and, you say that, I don't want to live this way. But the family says, what are you talking about? We always live this way. And then you change. And then your family hates you now because you changed. You don't no longer want to be that gambler, and now you have a conflict of values. So wait a minute. It's like, what do I value more? Do I want to be alone, or do I want to go ahead and keep the status quo and keep my family happy? It's a conflict of values. What's more important? And I think that causes us, we know what's right. We know what's right. We know it's not right to gamble. We know it's not right to go out and fall prey to our addictions. I mean, all the information's out there. We talked about this before, but why do you keep on going back to it? I think it's a conflict of values. What do I value more? Do I feel, do I want to have comfort more? Do I want to have that good, that good distraction, that wonderful feeling of being distracted so I don't have to see all my pain, going to the casino, going to my addiction, so that I can go ahead and have that morphine shot, that anesthetic that stops the pain for a little while? Is that more important? Or, is dealing with my pain, ripping the Band-Aid off of the wound and dealing with that pain? Well, I don't know what to do. What if I can't handle it? It's just too much for me, I don't know. I think it's a conflict of values. And that's the reason why you have this cognitive dissonance. You know what's the right thing to do, but hey, something is really conflicting.
Yeah, the spring mechanism inside the head doesn't want to give to the torsion bar. So you try to put torques on that bar and that spring keeps snapping back.
Mm-hmm.
That's, cognitive dissonance. I'm going to read that again. It's introducing new belief, right? What's a new belief? A behavior. Journal for 15 minutes, right? That's a new, that could be a new belief. It could be, even though it's an activity, it could still be a belief, because you got a belief, right? If you don't believe in journaling, you're not going to do it. So it could be a new belief. Hey, I got a new belief. It's called journaling, right? You could just label it. New beliefs or behaviors can conflict with existing ones. So here we are, right? You can just picture this. You got Jake Paul and Mike Tyson in the ring, right? You got them there. I mean, I was expecting a heavy duty fight. I was expecting a knockout and some serious blows, but it didn't happen that way anyways. But can you imagine that going on in your head, right? You've got this conflict going on in your head. That's exactly what this is talking about. It causes psychological discomfort. So there's a battle going on. There's a hurt. And in order to alleviate, this is exactly what you're saying, Jim. In order to alleviate the discomfort, we resist the change. Hey, I know I should go to Gamblers Anonymous 3 times a week, Jim. I know I should go there, but I don't, right? Why? Cognitive dissonance. I know I should, but I don't. Okay, so how do we fix these things, right? This is the trippy shit, Jim. We got to get into the trippy shit, right? And it's a good thing that we're willing to do this, because that's how we learn. If you're not willing, I can tell you, people have come through here. I've seen the numbers, some very high numbers, by the way, tonight. I see that. People are listening. People are going to fly by, man, like my cat, Eli, was down there. I guess she got a hold of a bird, or Eli's a pretty big cat, and he got a hold of a bird, and the birds were dive bombing at him in front of the garage, Anyways, why did I mention that? I guess it was retribution for what he did. He was getting paid. Anyhow, cognitive dissonance, the psychological discomfort. And the other thing that's very important is loss of control. I'm just going to read this really quickly. Loss of control. Change can be perceived as a loss of autonomy. Change can be conceived as a loss of autonomy. And if you understand what that means, it's basically like there's a freedom that you're holding on to. It's a belief, and it's being threatened. I remember there was a couple times that I talked to Jim about some business ideas, and Jim was hesitant. He was like, he went and did some research. He was kind of negative about it, but it helped, because it helped align me too. But my point is that this, so the loss of autonomy, once you feel that way, if you lose your autonomy, I mean, you become a doormat that says welcome anybody. You become a doormat. That's a horrible thing. You know what a doormat is? You know what a doormat does. Exactly. If it feels imposed by external factors, this perception may lead to resistance. Again, individuals strive to maintain a sense of control over their lives. Even though you've got cognitive dissonance going on, you don't really understand that what you're holding on to is completely wrong and backwards. And when somebody introduces a new belief to you, no, hey, I like to gamble 3 times a week. Are you losing 500? Are you losing 300 a week? Yes, but I like, okay, you're facing, I don't want to, the cognitive dissonance, the battle. You're bigger, by the way, you're bigger than anything that you're going through, right now, anything, whether it's a death in the family, whether it's a loss, whether it's a bone broken, whether it's loss of money, what have you, you are bigger than that thing. The only thing is you probably have cognitive dissonance like me at times to realize it. All right. Some thoughts here. We're going, I got a joke I want to share with those of you. And then we're going to come down to the conclusion here. Wow. We've got, go ahead. Anybody? Hey, Raymond, welcome. Laura says, Naveen. Who else? Naveen. She says, I need help. Sir, I'm from India. I lost everything in my life. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you've lost everything. Thank God that you haven't lost your life. So you still have some hope. As long as you have breath, you could take some air in, you got hope. Because when you can't take no breath, if you can't take no breath, no hope. No hope. So there's still hope. And I'm glad you're here. I don't know how I could support you. Maybe you could do a strategy session with me. I give that to you. You can Skype me right below. I have a quick guide. I help you stop gambling. I can share that with you. If you have an email, if you read, I might be willing to send you a copy of my book. If you read, I don't know if you read. I have a few copies. I want to share them, give them away for the holidays or what have you, New Year, maybe prepare some heads, get some cognitive dissonance out of the way for some people, I guess. That's what I can offer you. That's all I have. And yeah, so with that said, any thoughts? That's what I need to hear. Good news. Out of time says, so Naveen Radhika's world. I'm from India. I wonder how they gamble in India. Maybe, I don't know, they might do chickens or something. You know what I'm saying? They bet on chicken.
Online. Everything's online. There's gambling online.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's people back there that do bet on chickens because they do roosters.
Yeah, it's kind of.
But man, they're ugly. Have you seen those blades that they put on the? Have you ever seen those blades, Jim, that they actually put on roosters?
Well, Santos,
it's a horrible.
Gambling is getting, so big that now there are new platforms where you can gamble on any kind of event that's happening in the world. Where it could be the president, it could be financial situations, what the Federal Reserve is going to go ahead and do with interest rates. The sky is the limit for gambling right now. And so, it's just astounding how many things people can gamble on online now. It's not just chickens, it's not dogs at a racetrack. It is everything, sports, everything. And, there's a way to go out and get hooked into this kind of stuff. It's not good. Okay. And by the way, thank you, Keith, for mentioning it. I hope my donation is helping the mission. I hope that my donation is helping this mission too. Honestly, we got a new year. More expenses are coming into play. There's all kinds of things happening. I'm going to keep letting you guys, I'm going to let you guys inspire me. As long as I keep coming, you guys inspire me. You motivate me.
whether you believe it, whether you realize it or not, you do. So I am going to ask you to subscribe to this mission. If you're not subscribed, you should subscribe. And I would turn my notifications to all so that you can kind of, you want to interact with us, you want to go live. Hey, like I said, you can join me on a Skype session. I'll give you 45 minutes of my time to listen to your problem, and we can brainstorm together. I know you might be a better brainstormer than I am. Have you ever really challenged your brain to see what it can come up with? I do that to mine. And I think sometimes I'm going a little bit loop to loop. But anyway, I that's what I'm good for, Squeeze me. I'm like a sponge. See what kind of liquid comes out of me. So, so subscribe, like, and share. I'm asking you to do that here for this channel. Let YouTube know that we're doing a good mission. And if you can, a tax-deductible donation of $5, $5 or more, right? $5 or more. You can do $7. It's all a tax-deductible contribution, all of it. Remember that. So, and it's going towards a good cause. So, yeah, I have many bills that I can share with the mission bills and stuff. If you want to see where, what's happening, I'm more than willing to share with anybody. And I always need help, support with different things, editing videos. But again, I just hope God provides, and we'll leave it there. So thank you for your support. Thank you for donating. Like I said, $5, $6, $7. If you can't do 5, you can do 3, right? Or if you can't do 7, you might be able to do 30. Somebody gave me, what was it, last week? Yeah, of course you can. Don't feed the machines. All right, now we're going to get into the best part here. We got a joke coming up, man. You guys want a yoke? Somebody want to laugh for a minute? Jim, you need to laugh just for maybe, just laugh. All right. We'll see. You got a thought before I get to this joke? Let me see. I got some. Whoops. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate this. Let me see. Where was that here? Out of time. Thank you. 24/7. Appreciate that, brother. I don't know what they call those. Those are super stickers, aren't they, Jim? So you can have to donate. You can actually just buy a super sticker, because I'm starting to learn more about that. YouTube is making it more convenient for the, and it's cool to buy stickers. I appreciate it. The mission appreciates it. What we really need is actually activity and donations, but activity, likes, shares, comments. So, man, if you can help out in some way, maybe you've got a lot of time where you can take videos. If you believe in the mission, you could take some of my videos, the good videos, and put them in places that would actually help others. It'll help the mission, maybe get more subscribers, bring in, kind of just help this thing grow. And hopefully I'll become a millionaire. If I do, I'm sure. If I would ever become a millionaire, that would probably take me about 20 years. If I do, somebody's going to get a piece of the pie with me. So if you guys help me get there, I'm going to give a piece of the pie to somebody. Somebody's going to go along for the ride. Anyways, did I get all that? Yeah. Okay. I got all that there. Let's get into these other points. Anybody? Questions. Raymond, legacy mindset. Mark, Laura, Raymond, Naveen. What questions? Out of time. Who else? Race. There's so many of you here. Earlier there were Mark, Keith, Blaze Journey. Come on, you guys gotta have some good questions. I need some fresh meat, man. I need some challenging questions, I guess. That's what inquisitive minds need. You die. If you're not, I don't know, call me crazy, but that's just the way it is. I'm always writing. In fact, I'm writing a new book. I'm actually writing a new book. Will I release it? I don't know, but I'm actually writing it. So I'm in my 2nd chapter, and that's just the way we are. We're always looking for challenge. We're always looking, how can I, what ideas, where do I bring my ideas? Who can I help with my ideas, right? Who can you help with your ideas? Imagine some of the deepest things that you might have that you can actually help somebody support, give, or do something with. Man, oh, I get so pumped when I think about that. That's the gift of God. That's the gift of God. All right. Let me see. Do I have anything else?
Santos?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are we still on? Are we still on?
Are we? Did I go?
Santos.
I didn't lose you.
Okay, yeah, there we go. We keep on buffering. We keep on buffering, Santos.
Oh, I'm buffering. Is that what's going on?
Both of us, we keep on going in and out.
Oh, well, I know there's a lot of numbers in here too. I don't know if that's has anything to do with it. So, super chat. There we go. Out of time. That's what it is. That he's super chat. So thank you for sharing that. Hey, like I said, anybody, if you're a giver, give. That's fine. I'll leave it there. Uh-oh. Let me turn that thing off. And then we're going to get into these next few POIs really quickly. I'm just going to, because we're coming down here. We've got a few more minutes. So here's a few thoughts that we can consider, that you can consider about this thing called cognitive dissonance. And again, do I completely understand? I don't think I do. I understand it, but I really, it's just a deep thing. It's like, I don't know, maybe two walls trying to press against each other, I guess. And maybe they're trying to, is that cognitive dissonance? All right. So what can you do, right? What's some good things to think about? Point of interest number one, embrace one day at a time, or embrace one episode at a time, right? Maybe this could be your episode during the week that you come to. As a community, we come together. We need to be influenced. You need to hear, I need to hear positive things. We need to experience a positive energy, because we go out there and we're around other people. We experience all kinds of weird things. And then it causes cognitive dissonance when you hear good things, when you hear something that's very positive, that's going to actually take you where you want to go. No, but we're so used to the movie. I don't watch movies. I'm not into the horror movie. I'm not into TV that much. In fact, I'm trying to stay away a little bit from social media. Embrace one day at a time. Number two, seek support and stay connected, folks. If you don't stay connected, it's because you don't believe in that thing, you don't trust that person, or you don't like what you're hearing. I would stay away from anything. And number three is to commit to personal growth. You have to be committed. Well, Santos, man, I didn't make up the rule. I didn't make the rules. When you commit to personal growth, you're going to have growth even on your bad days. Even on your bad days, you're going to grow because you're committed to personal growth. You're committed. There's no cognitive dissonance there. It's a flow. Like this one YouTuber said, flow state. All right. So we're going to get into that a little bit here. We'll dig a little bit deeper. If you have a question, please. Jim, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think about that cognitive dissonance. I think about it's the mind messing you up. I think when you're in bed and you know that you need to go to work, right, or you have to go out and face whatever is out there in the world. When you get up, something keeps you in bed, right? Something that's it's preventing you from getting up. Some people just stay in bed. It's that hesitation. It's like giving your mind a little like space or a foothold into convincing you, giving you hesitation, making you doubt yourself. Your imagination can be really.
Mm-hmm. Is it him? I don't think I'm buffering.
But then the imagination starts coming up with all these ideas to go and say, no, you shouldn't do this, no, you shouldn't do that, right? Bringing in that self-doubt. And I think that's the thing that you have to go and overcome. That's the thing that we have to go out and break through, push through. Whether it is just doing it, like the Nike slogan says, just do it, and whatever the outcome is the outcome, but at least you're in motion and you're doing what you said that you're going to go and do. All right. I think Jim Rohn talked about, self-esteem depends upon your ability to do what you promised yourself that you would do. Right. And if you don't do what you told yourself you'd do, you start feeling bad about yourself, And it takes courage. It takes bravery. I mean, you have to go and accept.
Yeah, it looks like Jim is buffering.
And arrows that get thrown at you when you go and start making those steps towards where you want to go, right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of price you have to go and pay. There's a price that you have to pay, and the imagination always wants to go ahead and bring you down, say, or convince you otherwise. You shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, right? You're gonna mess up, you're a failure, you're gonna go out. You think you're gonna go out and succeed? Don't do that. Yeah, the imagination can be really, really a negative
That's the best tea. Yeah.
weight.
That's the best tea.
So I guess how bad do you want it, you know? I'll do it or die, right? There has to be a right there.
Well, as long as even if you're a turtle, like you just said, how bad do you want it? Some progress is better than no progress. Progress by yourself, I heard it and I've said this before. If you want to go far, let me see. If you want to go far, don't go by yourself. If you want to go quick, is that the way it goes? You want to do something quick, you want to get there quick, go by yourself. If you want quickness. But if you want the long term, all the way, that's commitment. And we can't, that's one of the hardest things for us men sometimes is to admit defeat. I got to start all over again, man. I don't, when you admit defeat, can a boxer, can an MMA fighter, if they don't accept defeat, can they continue to fight? Can a fighter continue to fight if he has not accepted defeat, if he has been defeated?
You got to believe in yourself, I think, because you can say to yourself, why would I want to go and waste other people's time? I'm just going to fail. So why even go ahead and try to get help? I'm just going to let them down. I let myself down so many times, time after time after time, even with help, you're just going to waste their time. You see, those are the kinds of thoughts that creep into our minds because, we've been programmed so much in failure, with the addictions, right? Repeatedly letting over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
And that's what's been programmed. And, it's like the mind wants to see what it wants to see, right? And maybe it's not what it wants to see. Maybe it's what it's programmed to see. Failure, 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 over and over and over.
The thing is, it's like, when we're children growing up in the world, we're building a foundation for the rest of our lives, Jim. And truth be told is that in that foundation that you and I have been built upon, anything in life that is built upon a foundation. And unfortunately, the foundation that you and I have, I hate to admit this. It's the truth. My foundation has sand in it. Well, Santos, how do you know that it has sand? Because the sand has showed up at various intervals in my life. Now, there's been times that I didn't know it was sand, right? You have good values. You've got some good principles. You've got some good things. You made it here. It must be that you have some good foundation in your life. Yet, you may struggle with certain things that maybe you don't completely understand. You've got cognitive dissonance going on. Sand is showing up in your foundation. Where did that sand come from? Somewhere down the line, early on in life, sand got into the foundation. Let me read something here. Anyways, can you guys smile with me? I can't see you on the screen. I can't see if any. So I'm just sharing a few thoughts. What happens to a frog's car when it breaks down? Does anyone know what happens to a frog's car when it breaks down. These are kids' jokes, I know, but let's see how many of you guys know these. What about, my friend thinks he's smart. He told me an onion is the only food that makes you cry. So I threw a coconut at him. All right, back to what happens to a frog's car when it breaks down. It gets towed away. All right, enough of the jokes, guys. Come on now. Santos, you got to do better than that.
Towed away.
All right, if you want me to donate $5 or more, you got to come up with some cleaner jokes, man. All right, I'll work on it next time. Anyhow, back to what we were talking about. Embrace one day at a time. Folks, somebody, you need to hear this. Recovery is a continuous journey. Recovery is a continuous journey. Say it one more time, because I need to hear it. A continuous journey that best approached daily. Okay, so recovery is continuous journey, best approached daily. Concentrate on making positive choices today without becoming overwhelmed by the future. Okay, so one day at a time. We've heard that. One day at a time, sweet Jesus, that's all I'm asking of you. Help me today, show me the way, what I have to do. So embrace, that's a great concept, because again, we talked about the fear of the unknown and the loss of control. We're all thinking, oh man, what's going to happen in the future? This and that. No, we're right here. That's why I said, look, make sure that you have something to write on. You might get some really cool thoughts tonight that may help you, right? And hopefully I've got the golden pen of justice. This right here is the gold. Somebody sent this to me. I don't think it's really gold, but it's actually fading. But it does go. It's got gold, like maybe just a spray, whatever. Anyways, it's not good. But for me, it's the golden pen of justice. See, you got to make everything fun. Somewhat. Where we at here? So embrace one day at a time. Yeah. Jim, seek support and stay connected. How many of us seek support and we don't stay connected? All right. Here's another. Engaging with a supportive community is vital. Vital. Okay. Make some. If you want some. I don't know. I've lost a lot of weight. I have. But I feel strong inside. I don't know. Maybe it's God's grace that enables me. And I'm humble because I know that you motivate me. You on the other side motivate me. See, I know this. It's not about Santos. I get this. Nah, you inspire me. So if I don't come here, I might die out. And blow, just dry up and shrivel away like an oil stain on the asphalt out there in front of somebody's yard, in front of somebody's driveway. Open community participation in meetings, open communication with fellow members can provide encouragement and accountability. One of the major reasons why we don't change a gym is because we don't have accountability to help us make the changes. And number one, you got to go back. You said this, you've drilled this in the many, many programs. You got to want it. You got to want it. You got to want something. You got to want, maybe you just got to be tired, right? Instead of maybe wanting something, well, if you're tired, you probably want something different. Like you want some energy, you want peace. The other thing would be to commit to personal growth. We're almost running out of time here. Commit to personal growth. So yeah, these are hard things to swallow. Commit to personal growth. Dedicate yourself to self-improvement by working through the steps. Man, I tell you, I struggle with some of this stuff all the time because I have sand in my foundation. But that's not going to hold me back. So I'm going to continue to go through it. I don't care. I'm going to learn. I'm growing. I consider myself growing. Growing. Growing in life. Not just going through. I'm not going to go through life anymore. I'm going to question. I'm going to be curious. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to share. I'm going to talk and do all these kinds of things wherever it's possible. All right, folks, that's about it for my 6 points here. Maybe I'll do one more joke before it's over. Jim, your thoughts?
Now, one of the things that I think about is a lot of us try to run a race to reach goals. And, we have disabilities. All of us have some type of disability. And to go ahead and think that we can go ahead and perform like everyone else, who may not have the same disability, maybe they're so-called normal, right? We are like running on flat tires, or rolling on flat tires. And, then we fail, and we get discouraged, and we don't address our handicap or disability that we actually have. And sometimes I think we need to go ahead and admit that we, are failing in something in our life that's holding us back, that prevents us from getting to our goal, and how do we work around that disability? How do we go ahead and work on that disability? How do we, use what we can, to go ahead and reach our goal? Because I think sometimes, we look at everyone else, we say, what, I'm doing everything everyone else is doing to reach the goal, but I'm not getting there. I'm not getting there, and I fail, and I think we have to recognize what's holding us back. You talk about, what happened in your past, a bad foundation, what our emotional, trauma that we've had, the way we think, those could be our disabilities, our handicaps that prevent us from crossing that bridge to reach our goal. So, I mean, how do we work with ourselves? Sometimes, it's difficult to accept who we are, all the problems.
That's the cognitive dissonance that I was thinking, is cognitive dissonance, you either have cognitive dissonance or you don't have it, right? Can you have a moderate dose of cognitive dissonance? I don't know. Maybe you can have a moderate dose of it, or you can have a high dose of it, right? I don't know. I think you either have cognitive dissonance or you don't. And if you don't have it, it's because you're not aware of it. Because every human being has some form of cognitive dissonance, CD. Every human being does in some form, in some way. But again, for some of us, ignorance is bliss at times, right? Sometimes it's true. I've heard this said many times, even though I don't really believe that ignorance is bliss. The only time ignorance is bliss is when you don't need to know what's really happening. But when you need to know what's happening, ignorance is no longer bliss. You wake up, you got to smell the coffee. Embrace one day at a time. Again, recovery is a continuous journey. It's a process. And Jim, failure may be part of that process for some time. Some people, I don't know, maybe some people, all they do is fail, and they just fail, and then they fail right into death, right? They fail at the end of life. And then there's people that win. It seems like they just win. Everything that did this, that it's a journey. So again, we have to, by yourself, it's going to be very difficult to understand a lot of these things. I know that it's hard, especially for men, to humble ourselves and to be a part of a group or a community where we're vulnerable, right? And I think that men can be the strongest when they're the most vulnerable. You can unleash the most power in your life when you have become the most vulnerable. Maybe not to somebody else, maybe just to yourself, right? In front of the mirror. Hey, you, I'm talking to you in front of the mirror. You have a good talk. You look in your eyes, man. You're going deep in your soul. Like Louis Marco says, on a daily, Baby, please. You're looking into your soul, and I tell you, some of these little things that I share, they're very deep. And if you do them for a while, you'll begin to really see some interesting things about yourself. You won't see interesting things about me. And if you are, you're in trouble. Or about Jen, right? You're going to see interesting things about yourself. And by the way, I appreciate the comments. I feel very humbled, and I say that with sincerity. I believe that I'm a very sharp mind. I believe that. I believe that I'm a brainstormer. I'm very curious, and I have really great memory when I use it. But I realize, it took me a while to get here. It took me a while to learn a lot of these things, and I'm very grateful. So I say that in humility, that I'm able to share things with folks that I believe are very valuable. Maybe the folks that are younger than me, possibly. So I'm humbled by that, but I accept the fact that it is true. I know that I have these capabilities and things in the right environment with the right folk. When you put me in a bad neighborhood, you put me in a dark environment, in a neighborhood where, put me there for a month or so and see what begins to happen. And I don't have any proper resources and stuff, but put me right there in the middle of a wicked, you'll see the Santos, oh boy, the sinfulness of, that's what it is. All right, folks, I'm done. I'm done. The only thing I got to say is I want to thank those of you that have participated here. You've donated, you've given. We're going to be here again another year, Lord willing, another Sunday, Lord willing, taking notes, points of interest, and sharing with the golden pen of justice. And hopefully Jim will be with us too. And we'll may have to drag Jim along, kicking and screaming a little bit.
New Year's Day, right? Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesday coming up. So, yeah. All right. Anything? Let me see. Oh, hello, everyone. Yeah, hello. Welcome back. Good to see you. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Kaji, I think. Yes, it's not exactly. It's about the journey. It's what's in the journey. The journey is filled with many wonderful things. The problem is that, again, we've got cognitive dissonance. There's, it's like, maybe we need to drill a hole right here or something, maybe, or on this side, right? You drill a little hole with a drill and something needs to pour out. Maybe when you go to sleep at nighttime, right? Don't drill a big hole, because then maybe a lot of it will come out, and then the good stuff will come out. So drill a little hole, right? I'm just figuratively speaking here. Don't use it. And when you sleep a little bit, and then when you wake up in the morning, you just put some putty on it, seal the hole, and you wake up a new man on Monday. I'm going to go get a new job. I'm going to go look for this. I'm rip-roaring ready to go. And you make it happen. Like I said, one day at a time. You can only do it that day, but then you fail, right? Failure is showing us. What's it showing us? Failure is showing me that I need to depend on God more, that I really need to go to the scriptures more. That shows me, failure shows me that I need to go to my journal deeper and ask bigger questions that might motivate, or again, like go against my cognitive dissonance. Because that's what you're doing. You're just challenging beliefs in your head, right? Like I've said this many times, it's like you got a board meeting, nice big table, I don't know, mahogany wood, nice thick lacquer on it. You've got beautiful chairs and maybe glass doors that go into this board meeting inside your head. And people, maybe imaginary people, I guess, they go inside and they sit in those chairs, right? And they have all these discussions and stuff. And then what happens? You're the one that is being basically manipulated by those executives that are making decisions in the boardroom on that mahogany table of your mind. No, take that. Go in there and wipe the table off and start setting new plans for the new year. All right. Thank you guys for being with me. Appreciate all of you guys. Sunday we'll be back, Lord willing. I'm going to give Jim some more thought here, and I'll wait for a question or two. And then there is a question here, legacy. Jim, you want to share a thought if you have something? How do we tap into trauma? Is the problem going back and deciphering what happened to us as children? Very interesting there. Hindsight is 2020. Great question. There's many ways that you can look, and in some things you're not going to know. You'll look back and you'll feel things, or you'll think thoughts, and there's just some things that your mind has protected you so well from, or emotions, spirit, I don't know, God's grace. Some things you're just not going to be able to relive, but some traumas you can experience, you can see them. You can see them. It's interesting. They say that you can go into those dark areas. I think that if you do a lot of mirror talk and journaling, you can go deep into yourself, deep into your past, and you'll find things. You'll discover. You will turn things over. Yes, you will. But it's a process. It's a process. I think it's a great process, a neat process, because you're going to learn a lot about yourself. And you're going to learn a lot about humans, especially the ones that are around you. Your closest ones. Yeah. Dwell with them according to knowledge, the Bible says. All right. What is 777? Oh, is that on my, I have been, yeah. So, hopefully that answers. Again, this is something we can talk a little bit more of, right? Deciphering what happened to us as children. That's always an interesting thought. Big time. Big time. That's where a lot of the sand was poured into our foundation. I have been vulnerable to gambling lately, but I am still in the permanent no gambling zone mindset. I got to do a dance for that one. A washing machine. That's the washing machine, but all right. There you go. All right, man. We're all vulnerable. We just got to keep going. I hear crickets in my head, Santos. Crickets? You must be tired, man. It's getting time to sleep then. Either that or you're in Puerto Rico. Yeah, you hear a lot of crickets out there in the woods and stuff. All right. Anybody else? Gambling has taken much from me. I feel like I'm about to hit a lot of consequences from it. How can I deal with the unknown? Facing it. Jim, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, like one thing that I encourage people to go and do for the new year is to take positive risks. Positive risks. What I mean by positive risks, think about journaling. I don't know if I want to go on journal. I feel like I'm going to waste my time. Well, doing the journaling. That's a kind of a risk, because you're risking your time. You're risking, the possibility of being disappointed. Okay. But I encourage you, what's positive. The actions that are positive for you. And I also encourage you to include being kind to yourself. If things don't go your way all the time, be kind to yourself. That awful, awful voice in your mind, that negative self-talker, that demon, that devil that puts you down, right? That makes you feel low. Be kind to yourself. Say, I love you. I'm okay. Be kind to yourself as you go taking positive risks. Sometimes you're not going to go ahead and, win. Sometimes you feel that you're not making any traction, right? But take positive risks, and be kind to yourself little by little, by taking that action. I think you'll make, change. And I think that's what we need. We need to go ahead and see change. We need to go ahead and start developing some traction. And that's the only way we can go and do that is take that action. And that's taking positive risk, doing it over and over every day, and being kind to ourselves in spite of what happens, right? You talk about that, Santos, in spite of and because of, right? In spite of and because of, right? Do the right thing, take the positive risk, be kind to yourself every day, give yourself that opportunity to go and improve yourself. Doesn't matter what happens. You can go and always be kind to yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's the best scenario right there. So, folks, thank you once again for hanging out. Time is up. Look at that. We've gone over an hour. Appreciate all of you guys. Again, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas holiday that just passed. And maybe you've had a birthday recently. Happy birthday to you. Twitch, YouTube, will be live again. Episode number 390, I believe. 398. I think I might have gotten that wrong. Actually, it's 399. Episode 399 next Sunday. And we might be going live on Wednesday. We may be going live on Wednesday. I'm not sure. We may be. Depends. But there's always going to be some fresh 2 to 3 minute powerful. You're going to hear some of the most powerful short 2 to 3 minute messages. I guarantee you, if you listen to those little videos that I'm putting out, if you listen to half of the video, you're only going to get maybe half the blessing. If you listen to the whole video, you're going to get the double portion, my friend. If you're looking for the double portion, take 3 minutes out. Watch my video. Share it. Comment. If you can give $5 or more, if you can do that, if it's not going to hurt your pocket to support the mission, do that. That's even a greater blessing for all of us. And hopefully, if I become rich here someday, maybe in 20 years, I'm going to share it with you somehow, some way. I don't know how. That's what they do, the YouTubers, at least some of them that I know, they become millionaires. Some of those guys are way advanced, though. For me, with what I'm doing here, it might take me about 20, 30 years, maybe, in 3 lifetimes to become a millionaire here, Jim. So if I do, Jim will be right. We'll be like in our hundreds, 102. Hey, they're millionaire. No gamblers anymore. Jim and Santos on. Anyway, see there, you guys. Hopefully, you guys know who I am. Jim, last words.
Yeah, hope to see everyone on Wednesday for a Happy New Year. And yeah, we have hope because we made it through 2024. We can go and look forward to a brighter 2025.
That's it, folks. All right, we're done. Almost done here. I got to do one more thing, and here we go. Bring it in quick, though. All right. Get ready for the next episode. The greatest show on earth. Bye, everyone. We'll see you, Jim.
Okay, thanks, Santos. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.